And here we go on the map Incineration Zone, and down at the bottom right part of it in the purple from the Team Complexity, it is QXC. And yeah, they are giant, aren't they? And at the upper left in the pink from the Team Quantic, winner of our last game, trying to get a lead, it is Illusion.
Dat Geyser says Illusion there. So
that's right.
Incineration Zone is the map. We've seen QXC actually pick this a couple of times now against Zerg players. That made sense, but this has kind of been a go-to map for him.
Yeah, he has performed well, but again, this is a TVT. This changes everything. I mean, I feel like on small maps like this, the players are going to be tempted to go Banshees every single game, but we'll see.
And Illusion says, thought this is pretty long distance by ground, but of course, at the back of your main, you have some destructible rocks, and if you go about 4 seconds further, that's your opponent's main.
And QXC does raise a good point. I mean, you don't have to go all the way up and around. It is a pretty short walk distance, too.
Well, let's see here now. Is Illusion going gas first? QXC going to go for barracks first, so big difference in these guys' builds already, although I wouldn't expect them to take super fast expansions in any case.
You know, honestly, this is another pretty decent map for Reapers. I mean, you can jump down and kind of scoot around the back side of the map to get into your opponent's base as well, so maybe we'll see a similar build out of Quantic Illusion this game, but there's a lot of choices.
Very much so. Of course, Illusion is going to go for that fastest possible factory. When you get gas first, that you get that 100 gas just basically as soon as that barracks finishes up, and can drop on the factory. Now, we saw in game number 1 on Blistering Sands, both these players went for that sort of a build. Illusion ended up going for a 2 gas variant of that. QXC just a 1 gas, ended up doing some significant damage with his drops and cleared up the Banshees pretty well.
Yep. That is correct. There's the factory right away for QXC, so indeed going into a little bit heavier tech build at the moment than his opponent, Quantic Illusion. Will probably... Illusion, yeah. Pink and purple, man. They do it just to mess with us. There's a factory that's actually being proxied a bit.
Yeah,
interesting. Thor Rush, come on. Let's do it.
By Illusion. He can actually lift that up into his opponent's base right here, though, very quickly.
Oh, man. You know, I mean, that's been one of the fun things about watching Illusion play this tournament is he's really been, I would say, the best player to have not seen these maps before and to come in and just be like, oh, hey, I can abuse this. And look at this. QXC knows what's going on. That factory is not going to finish.
Wow.
Oh, man, it was close.
So close.
1 second from finishing.
No kidding. He needs to send another SCV over there. Stat looks like he will.
Oh, well. Maybe you do the Price is Right sound or something when someone loses a game. Oh, yep. It's going to be tough to get an SCV there to finish it.
That is true. So
that's a shame.
Ranger going to have to watch out. Let's see if he can sneak that SCV through. Go, SCV!
Oh, can he do it? 1 second.
Yeah!
It finishes.
He lifts the factory out of there. Stellar play, I tell you. And look at that Illusion just using that so he can start Reaper speed.
That is perfect. That SCV, he had like the last bolt to put in place on the factory, and he's just like running through the other units. He takes a diving leap at the end and just puts the bolt into the hole that it goes into, and the factory finishes.
Imagining Chariots of Fire from Ben-Hur.
I know, yeah.
Dun, dun. Anyway, so the Marines are about to make their way up here.
I'm sure it's a shame, Illusion.
There's really not a lot for Illusion because a Reaper is in his opponent's base. And that's where QXC has all of his units elsewhere. And a bunch of SCVs could go down here if Illusion controls properly. There we go. There is a Hellion stepping in. We'll be able to clean that up.
Yep. And that's a shame. Looks like the supply depot is going to live for now, but instead it's just going to end up with a lot of dead SCVs.
Yeah. 2 going down immediately, and that is going to come close to supply blocking Illusion, unfortunately. And these Marines are running pretty unchecked.
QXC's in pretty good shape right now, I gotta say. I mean, Illusion might need to pull a couple SCVs. A second Hellion coming in now. Things getting very serious for our Quantic Terran player.
Yeah, very much so. Looks like he's trying to make a medevac right now. Finally surrounding a few of those Marines, and he will be able to clean those up, but unfortunately, those Hellions are racking up quite a few worker kills.
Oh, man, what is the SCV count right now for Illusion? It cannot be very good. Yeah, 6 isn't very good.
Nope.
6-21. QXC with what we would call in the business an economic advantage.
That is true. However, NitroPax has finished researching, and that's really all Illusion needs.
Right. Nitro packs are what makes the world go round.
Indeed.
Yes. Now, Do you think this is the same thing that they put in like Vin Diesel's car or something like that? The NOS, nitrous oxide?
Yes, it is. In
Ah,
fact,
I see.
it's exactly the same. It's just a
So-
cheap bottle, and you press a red button, and you go faster.
Dude, these Reapers are too fast, too furious, man.
Yes.
Uh-oh, and we've got a drop coming into the main base.
Here it comes. More like Tokyo Drift as Hellions starting to roast a few of these SCVs. We'll see if this can do enough economic damage to make up for what happened before. But yeah, I gotta say no. There's a siege tank sitting there, and those units will get driven away. So QXC now with a 17 supply advantage, actually almost double the supply of his opponent now.
Yeah, no kidding. QXC's handling all this very, very well. Not really expanding, but he doesn't really need to. He's got such a strong army. Let's take a look at the unit count real quick here for this. We have got, for Illusion, 2 Hellions, 1 Medevac, 1 Viking, 3 Marines, whereas QXC has a Hellion, 3 Vikings, a tank, and 10 Marines. So QXC looking a little bit stronger right now, kind of doubling his opponent's worker count almost as well.
And running out those Hellions out there isn't going to help too much.
Not a lot, no.
Illusion, unfortunately, with just those 3 Marines, not a lot of anti-air.
Here
Looks
we
like
go.
QXC already going to land his Vikings, and Illusion is going to have to do the same here very, very soon. QXC just trying to push his way through. The siege tank just absorbing so much damage at the moment. QXC actually kiting back with the Vikings, which is cute. And Illusion is going to lose the vast majority of his forces, unfortunately. QXC could even lift off and pick up that Viking pretty quickly. But no, it looks like he's going to try and take down this Marauder, which is actually being healed up by the Medevac, so it's not going to die.
You're right, and if QXC takes off, he'll be under fire from that Viking as well. And Illusion manages to hold, but is down to 19 supply.
Marauder pretty good.
Yeah, well, it is like the beta. People discovering that Marauders are pretty good.
Yeah, good unit.
Yeah, that's right. But this army, I think, is going to finish the job for QXC. Marauders aren't good enough to kill that.
No, unfortunately not. That is a healed
Pretty
Marauder.
much.
Pretty awesome, but not going to be enough. Let's see now. Worker count is 13 to 25. Even taking the worker disparity out of the equation. Still a 17 supply advantage in terms of army for QXC.
Yep, and that had to be a little bit terrifying for Illusion for a moment to see that army coming across the map here. QXC is ready to move in. He does not have siege mode yet, but he doesn't really need it all that much. No. Ah, I see. And Illusion landing a Viking so that he doesn't take fire from QXC's.
Yep.
And here we go.
And it's just this one Marauder trying to micro us hard out, and there it is. GG!